Hello and welcome back to Noise Kitchen Studios. It is I, Jason, and today we have a special assignment, session work. This is going to be fun. A friend of mine sent me a song. We're going to play some bass on it, play some keys on it, and I'm just going to talk about just what it's like to be actually just working on music with people. No mixing, no production. Well, I guess a little production. None of that. We're playing bass, we're playing pianos, and it's going to be fun. So I'm excited for this one. The song in question comes from my dear friend Scott Lauder, who Scott and I have worked together on music for, I guess, a long time at this point. We had a studio at one point, and in that studio we were doing writing songs with him. We had a song production team for a while. We were doing work with other people. Made a really good album that unfortunately will never see the light of day for a lot of reasons, but it was a lot of fun. And honestly, if I'm completely honest with myself, this channel wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the lessons I learned during that time period. Before that, I was just like constantly like, yeah, I can play some bass, yeah, I can make some music, blah, blah, blah. After that, though, I truly must say I've learned the methodologies required in songwriting, pop music production, all that shit. And instead of being a complete liar, I'm only half lying half the time with this job or with this channel. But no, seriously, the time Scott and I worked together elevated my game substantially, and so I'm always excited to work with him again. He does a lot of cover stuff these days out in Charlotte, but he's got a band too. But he's want to get back into solo releasing now. Solo music releasing. There we go. But so he sent me some songs, and yeah, that's about it. So enough yapping. I'll play the song, and then I'll go into the first question I asked him about the song. All right. So the song is called Turn Away, and it came to me with no drums. And I was like, are there going to be drums? And Scott said, no drums. And that right there is really what's going to influence me with the bass on this song. So that was the first question they asked him. We'll get more into that later, but for now, here's the song as it is.
Cover yourself in winter's rain. Just stay outside till the cold come again. We'll keep trying to make this work. Lean into all the hurt and blame the circumstance for this curse. For every line you find so cynical, and every time you turn away, there will be consequences for the moments that you lose. A part of me that just wants to stay. As we've grown up, we've grown apart. Borrowed old lines from the people that we were, and I'm just tired of being confused. If it means something to you, I'm just another one for you to use. For every line you find so cynical, and every time you turn away, there will be consequences for the moments that you lose. A part of me that just wants to stay. For every line you find so cynical, and every time you turn away, there will be consequences.
great lift on the chorus, actually. I didn't notice that the first time I listened to it. Damn. So that's the song. I'm trying to get Scott to start a YouTube channel because he plays so many shows, and his voice is fucking great at this point. Like, just through acts of repetition. Like, he's playing cover shows all the time, dude. He's always out there. So this can be a fun song. Where do I start with it? Well, I start with it the same place I always do when I'm doing session work, which is actually making a chord chart, which I will not bore the YouTube audience with that. So I'm going to go make one, and we'll come back. And we'll talk about chord charts, I guess. But first I need to make one. We'll start there. And we're back, and a chord chart exists. You know, originally I was going to write it in my old, like, stinky moleskin, but I was like, Jason, come on, man, you got a computer. So I just basically put the notes up here, this little marker category. You know, on the subject of knowing music and notes and music theory, you know, I've probably learned more music theory and forgotten more music theory than anything. The lessons may stick, but at the end of the day, the one thing that is imperative if you ever want to do anything in music beyond just like jamming, or, you know, there are people that can work with artists that they don't know music notation, but generally speaking, knowing the notes is imperative. And I'll be honest with you, the reason I know the notes is because I grew up playing in a church. and in church music, if you didn't grow up playing in church, the way it works is like this. So, you know, get in on Sunday, practice a couple days before, they hand you the chord chart. The chord chart's like, all right, C to G to D, maybe to a D flat. Probably not to not to a E flat. Probably not that. It's too sexy. Not a lot of sexy notes in church music. But the bottom line is that they hand you a chart and you read the chart. And buddy, if you can't read the chart, you're going to know real fast you can't read the chart. So, like, you know, there have been countless musicians throughout human history that have made huge careers who started in churches. Aretha Franklin is the first one that always comes to mind for me. But, you know, you can learn these things, though, by yourself, by repetition. I mean, it's really easy on bass. You're just playing one note at a time. Chord phrases and shapes are a little more complicated. But if you're going to do any kind of session work with anybody ever, you got to know the notes. You know, I've known some great musicians that didn't know a B flat from their asshole. But, you know, for you, the person who's collaborating with other people on this kind of stuff, like this kind of songwriting, you got to know your notes. And I don't know, you just do it. Just learn it. Just kind of practice. I mean, it took me a long time, and I'll be the first one to admit that I still don't really know the upper register of the bass guitar quite as well, but fuck are you using that for, your bass player? Like E, so if it's an E, it has to be a B? Yeah. So, yeah, and that ability, even having rudimentary ability to just like read notes and do all that stuff has been, you know, so I've gotten to work with a lot more people than I have probably had any business working with, and hopefully in the future do too. You know, I'm always looking to collaborate and do more stuff. But yeah, gotta know your notes. Go grab an instrument and show up to a church somewhere, though. They need a bass player, a guitar player, and you know, get to work there. And for those of you out there who did grow up playing in a church, no matter what your experience may have been with that, the knowledge you learned, you probably are thankful for it. All right, that's my opinion. So like I mentioned earlier, the reason why I asked Scott whether or not this song was going to have drums on it is because it's going to completely impact the way the bass operates in this song. In music where there's no drums and just bass, the bass is the drums and the drums are the bass. So it's the thing about how you can't get too noodly with it, and you got to keep it really in the pocket. But the advantage is that you can kind of like really get melodic with it. And the person I can think of with me and bass guitar, at the end of the day, no matter what, I mean, I've been influenced by a lot of people. Larry Graham, Juan Alderete, Jesus, who else? Roger Waters? Honestly, he has some great bass lines. But the guy I'm always trying to like get to and never will is always Paul McCartney. Probably the most, like, the way Paul played bass, I'm a shameless Paul McCartney stan in general. I love the guy. His bass playing on countless records from the Beatles to like solo stuff, I can never figure out what the fuck the guy's gonna do. It's always some shit where I'm just like, I would have never thought of that, dog. And it's because he was so melodic with it. So, same as always, I'm going to be trying to do my best Paul McCartney. And there's a lot of songs they did that had drums on it, but I don't know, the way he thought about bass is a lot closer to it's like he was playing drums, or maybe piano, which drums and piano have more in common than it might seem. But I don't know. That's my angle on this one. Signal chain. Oh, it's always me never being satisfied with recording bass in the box, if I'm honest. But I've gotten close. I'm getting better at it. Got a little bit of compression, a little bit of transient stuff, and this little like knee EQ through the slate. But really, I got this Brainworks Ampeg B15 simulator a while back, and I've been really happy with this. It's pretty cool. I don't really love Ampeg stuff in general, but I'm also not that picky. But it's really cool. Small as a B15, but the cool part about it is that you can use different speaker cabinets, because your boy is allergic to 15-inch speakers. Cannot fucking stand them. I think they sound like dog shit. I'm a 10-inch speaker kind of cat. So thankfully, they gave me a bunch of models here, and I'm using one with a 409 microphone. I think it's a Sennheiser. I don't know my mic's that well, but it sounds pretty good. It's got that. And then lastly, it's going into this Softube VCA compressor that I got for free. It was free a while back, and this has been a mainstay on bass guitar production stuff for me. I just love the way this thing sounds. It's a bypass. It's like this. Which, as you can see, is louder. But with me in most instruments, but bass in particular, I'm always just like pushing a ton of volume through some compressor and making it just like work hard. Like, I gotta have compression on bass. If it's not compressed, I'm driven crazy by it. Live too, if I don't have a compressor on bass, it's like, oh god, it's so dynamic. Yeah, I hate it. Zero dynamic range on bass guitar. Make that shit just like a fucking, well, like a brick. Which has gotten me into trouble too, as well, because I think I'm a muddy kind of bass player if I'm not careful. I've been working out that, I really have. And like most plugins, just when it's a wet, dry knob, so you're still letting a little, like 1/4 through. That's about it. Nothing too crazy. The Brainworks really changed the game. Having a bass amp that I can trust, like what it sounds like, it's good. So that's really about it in terms of the chain, and really I don't feel like talking much about plugins today, so we're just gonna work on this song. Yeah. So the first question to ask on this song, or I ask myself, I'm just gonna go through my thought process in this one. It's like, should the bass come in at the start or should it come in with the vocals? I think it should come in with the vocals. I still have the worst time understanding how you record in DAWs. I feel like I am from a different generation sometimes. Maybe it's just Logic. I'm thinking of going back to Studio One, actually. Scott records in Studio One, and I don't know. Me and Logic, man. Okay, so with all that said, let me show you this idea I got. We might do a slide in too. Let's try that.
Yourself in winter's rain. Just stay outside till the cold come again. We'll keep trying to make this work. Lean into all the hurt and blame the circumstance for this curse. For every
So that's the premise there. This last B, there's a B at the end there that's really clashing with the notes. I'm not sure if that's the one I can play, but yeah, let's just try recording.
Just stay outside till the cold come again. We'll keep trying to make this work. Lean into all the hurt and blame the circumstance for this curse. For every life.
Something like that. Let's see if I can hear it play back. Yeah, okay. This might be the last thing I ever do in Logic. It's driving me crazy. So, let's see. Ignore that part.
Cover yourself in winter's rain. Just stay outside till the cold come again. We'll keep trying to make this work. Lean into all the hurt and blame the circumstance for this curse. For every.
Okay, I'll give myself credit on bass guitar on one thing. I can walk a motherfucking bass line like pretty damn well. I must say, I can walk it. But we can walk this more. That's what I'm trying to get at. I was kind of worried. There's this one part up here, like there's like a C sharp to D thing that I thought was gonna clash, but it feels like it works. Yeah, it's good. Okay, but we can do this better. So I'm gonna go try this again and stop this video. Okay, we're gonna try. I think I got an idea for this now. I was working with it for a bit, so we're just gonna record it. I should probably make a marker where the vocals come in. Put right here. That's good enough. There's a metronome. It's kind of throwing me off though. The song doesn't really need a metronome. To metronome or not to metronome, entirely situational. That's another video probably. Though I'm pretty sure the song was recorded to metronome.
Cover yourself in winter's rain. Just stay outside till the cold come again. We'll keep trying to make this work. Lean into all the hurt and blame the circumstance for this curse. For every line you find so cynical, and every time you turn away.
I fucked it up, my bad. You get the idea though. I'll try it again. I try to record things in as large of segments as I can. I hate doing like multi-splicey kind of like chop it up. Like I'll throw the whole takes out because I missed the note because I don't really give a shit that much. Like I can always do it again and better. Vocals are the one instrument where that is not always the case, and the human voice is so fragile that like you really might have to. Comping exists for a reason, but you know, and also studio time is important too. Nothing wrong with comping, but you know, I guess the only time I spend, the only thing I pay to do in this studio is pay rent. So we'll try playing it again and see. But I think you probably can get what I'm going for on this one, which is this, we're just trying to walk it. That's really it. It's probably the best way to explain a song that doesn't have drums, that just has bass, that's trying to be drums. You're trying to walk it a lot. And this song is just kind of a country song. So, I mean, country music, walking bass lines, ain't nothing new. So let's try again.
Cover yourself in winter's rain. Just stay outside till the cold come again. We'll keep trying to make this work. Lean into all the hurt and blame the circumstance for this curse. For every line you find consequences for the moments that you lose. The part of me that just wants to stay. As we've grown.
Missed a note there at the end. We'll see if it works.
Cover yourself in winter's rain. Just stay outside till the cold come again. We'll keep trying to make this work. Lean into all the hurt and blame the circumstance for this curse. For every line you find so cynical, and every time you turn away, there will be consequences for the moments that you lose. The part of me that just wants to stay.
Okay, yeah, so I should go octave up at the B at the end. Also, this feels like a bass line I would have recorded a long time ago, and now I'm a wiser person, and there's something in this bass line that I'm going to change, and that is I'm going to play less notes. The song needs some space. So the little what do we call it? The little kind of like C sharp to D thing, that's cool, but it should happen like every other time. Not every time. I'll demonstrate. Space, space, space. Wrong note. But I hope I can explain what I'm trying to do here. Oh, I didn't record? Oh my God, I hate this fucking software. That's all right. I'm going to do it anyway. Differently anyhow. But all I'm trying to say is that, you know, if every note's getting walked, nothing's getting walked. But if you can like have a breath in a bass line followed by a walk, it impacts it like so much better. Instead of everything always being, if you have like a, the older you get, the more you realize the importance of space, is what I'm trying to get at. And I'm trying to make that reflect in this bass line.
Cover yourself in winter's rain. Just stay outside till the cold come again. We'll keep trying to make this work. Lean into all the hurt and blame the circumstance for this curse. For every line you find so cynical, and every time you turn away, there will be consequences for the moments that you lose. The part of me that just wants to stay.
I'm not gonna say how many times it took. A gentleman never tells. But this is the take, and I'll explain. You just heard it, but the thing I was really wanting to not walk over and impact the most is the part right here in the chorus.
Trying to make this work till the cold come again. We'll keep trying to make this.
Sorry, here.
And blame the circumstance for this curse. For every line you find so cynical, and every time you turn away.
That walk up right there is the most emotional impact. And really, at the end of the day, any decision you're making in music, you should be asking yourself, like, am I benefiting to the emotion, or am I taking away from it? Like, you got to take the ego out of it, and that's a journey. But it's always, every instrument, every little decision in music making is always about, am I like maximizing the emotion? Sad emotion, happy emotion, doesn't matter what it is, but it matters like, are these decisions making it more impactful? Because like, you know, to the average listener, they're not going to know any of this shit. They might not even know what a bass guitar is. They may not even pick it out like in a song, but it doesn't matter because if you're doing the part right, it's adding to the emotion. And at the end of the day, the listener, that's all that matters. That's all that matters to them. None of this other shit matters. These compressors, these plugins, does not matter. All that matters is like, did I extract? I always say like squeezing all the emotion out of a song, but that doesn't feel like the right metaphor. It's like, am I impacting the emotion as much as I can, and trying to like keep the walkie-talkie stuff as simple as I can until that part. That's the goal of this song so far. And probably for the rest of it, I guess. That makes sense.
Into all the hurt and blame the circumstance for this curse, for every line.
That note right there, ooh, boy, that's a good one.
Line you find so cynical.
That's money. Scott's a very good pop music songwriter too. Them, these are things that he would be thinking the exact same thing as well. But yeah. Just ask yourself first, like, is this having an emotional impact? Am I taking away? Like, being probably more cognizant of if you're doing something that's taking away from the emotional impact is more important even than am I adding to it. Like, it's better not to cause a problem than it is to make a problem, essentially. Okay, we're back. Took a couple takes. Not worth mentioning. But back half of the song, about the same as the front half. Just a couple more little kicks up a little bit. A couple noodles here and there, but holds about the same pattern. I'll play it for you, though.
As we've grown up, we've grown apart. Borrowed old lines from the people that we were. And I'm just tired of being confused. What means something to you? I'm just another one for you to use. For every line you find so cynical, and every time you turn away, there will be consequences for the moments that you lose. A part of me that just wants to stay. For every line you find so cynical, and every time you turn away, there will be consequences for the moments that you lose. Finally, I just walk away.
So that's about it. One fun thing about making music is that you don't realize who you're ripping off until you record a part, and you're like, oh, I know exactly what I'm doing. And there's a note here I'd play in this song that I liked a lot, and I was like, wait, I know this note in a bass line somewhere before. I'll play it again. It's a descending part.
As we've grown up, we've grown apart. Borrowed old lines from the people that we were, and I'm just
This note right here, this A flat, it's Losing My Religion by REM. Phenomenal bass line. But I was like, wait, I know this little like descending pattern thing. That is one of the most genius bass lines ever recorded, in my opinion. I'm a huge REM fan. But that's really about it. You know, it's bass guitar. It's not rocket science. It's really not rocket science. It's the community bicycle, I've always said, of instruments, and I mean that lovingly, because you know you can just kind of practice bass for 3 months and be up and running. You ain't gotta do nothing too complicated. I can do pretty complicated things, but most of that shit doesn't really have much of a place in music. At least this kind of stuff. But yeah. Oh, siren time. So that's really about it for bass. I might get some notes back. I wouldn't be surprised, but that's all right. I'll make a video about that. But just know, in music, don't get too attached to anything you record, especially when you work with other people, because the thing that you love so much, they might be like, fucking sucks. And then they have to do it again. So hey, it's all good. But only other thing I can really say is I don't know if I've mentioned this bass. This is a Squire P bass, nothing special. I got some work done on it recently because the volume pods were. I tried to replace the volume pods, and I swear I'm better at soldering than my work might show. But a guy named Jeremy, friend of a friend, he fixed all this stuff up. It's Fiesta Red. I got it because of Pino Palladino. I mean, come on, another bass player I love. But you know, I'm not really a expensive instrument kind of dude. I just don't really care that much. It's a piece of wood, some strings, and some magnets. Most of the tone in your hands. But that's really about it. Next up, keyboards. We're gonna have some fun with keyboard parts. Gonna go do that later today. Right now, it's time, I think, for a walk. But all right, fun times. Enjoy. Okay, we're back, and we're gonna work on some keyboards now. And yeah, I'm just gonna use Old Faithful, which is Spitfire Audio's Labs program, which just has a bunch of great sounds. Just a bunch of good shit. Love it. And we're just gonna play the root notes on this part. Just go from there. And I think I'm gonna turn the metronome on actually for this one.
Cover yourself in winter's rain.
There we go. Try this again.
Cover yourself in winter's rain. Just stay outside till the cold come again. We'll keep trying to make this work. Lean into all the hurt and blame the circumstance for this curse. For every lie,
See something like that.
cover yourself in winter's rain. Just stay outside till the cold come again. We'll keep trying to make this work. Lean into all the hurt and blame the circumstance for this curse.
Yeah, something like that. Let's quantize it. I always record piano stuff with the metronome. It's not that good. So
we'll keep trying to make this work. Lean into all the hurt.
No, guess it's better without it.
Cold come again. We'll keep trying to make this work. Lean into all the hurt and blame the circumstance for this curse. For every lie.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, and then I played this part. It takes me a lot of times to play piano, and I'm not gonna bother you with watch me fuck it up 10,000 times. Just show the final product.
For every line you find so cynical, and every time you turn away, there will be consequences.
Yeah, and I'm gonna keep on going. I'll finish all this, and then we'll come back and add to it. Add more pretty chords, but yeah, I have to do this bit by bit. I'm not that good. Okay, and we're back. I recorded my basic piano bed. Didn't want to bore you with the details, but it's basically just piano, as you might imagine.
I'm just another one.
You'll hear more of it as we go along, but all I'm gonna do now is just, it's real basic, nothing too crazy, but now I get to go through and make it more spicy. And I'm gonna start with the easy ones, which is basically an octave down. Yeah. And on these F sharp Bs, lowest note in this song is the F sharp here. It's a little turn.
Blame the circumstance for this good.
We're just gonna go through and double those. I played it already, but I want to add an octave down.
Into all the hurt and blame the circumstance for this good.
And we're not recording. Apparently, what the fuck?
Into all the hurt and blame the circumstance for this good. For every line you find.
Yeah, right there. We might actually double the chorus too, but I don't think on the first one. Maybe the second.
Means something to you. I'm just another one for you to use. For every line.
Then I missed one here.
Moments that you lose. The part of me that just wants to stay. As we've.
It happens more than I thought.
Moments that you lose, the part of me that just wants to stay. For every line.
And the very last one.
Moments that you lose, finally I just walk away.
Good.
Finally, I just walk away.
That's an old Johnny Cash trick from the American recordings. So much of those albums, like there's no real bass guitar, and it's just like piano notes going, like not that, but like. A song called "I Hung My Head" is a really good example of that. It's just like it's just bass piano, and it's like so good. I've used that trick so many times, especially in folk music, just going at the lowest note, G, that kind of thing. And I love doing it and stuff like this. Just gives it more bass than the bass does. It kind of like accompanies it essentially.
Blame the circumstance. Blame the circumstance for this good.
It's a note you feel maybe more than hear. Another trick when doing this, whenever you're doing like low piano parts, always pan them a little bit. So like I imagine like you're sitting musician's position, so the bass part's to your left because the lower notes of the piano are to your left. So to demonstrate.
And blame the circumstance.
Just give it some spatial awareness. Oh, right. Let's go through and see if I can spice it up.
Cover yourself in winter's rain. Just stay outside till the cold.
That's nice, but maybe an octave down.
Cover yourself in winter's rain.
Something like that. Just little flourishes, and they start to add up, like 1,000 paper cuts kind of thing.
Cover yourself in winter's rain. Just stay outside till the cold come again. We'll keep.
Yeah. There's a little descending note there too on the bass. I'm gonna try to follow it, but it kind of hits the wrong spot, so we gotta do it right.
Cover yourself in winter's rain. Just stay outside till the cold come again. We'll keep trying to
Yeah. So
make.
let us record that. Sounds good. I'm never sure which channel's armed. I never am.
Cover yourself in winter's rain. Cover yourself in winter's rain.
Sorry. Okay, we're back some number of days later. I figured out the easiest way for me to do piano recording stuff is to do it on my own and then kind of show my work afterwards. So basically, I'm not the best piano player in the world. And I think oftentimes when I'm making these videos, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing until the very end. And I think this is a lesson in how you don't gotta be the best at anything, because at the end of the day, you can kind of just layer parts. And that's exactly what I did. Went through and I added a bunch of piano layers here. Then I added some organ parts here. We're just gonna play the song. I'll play it through with the piano stuff. Piano stuff you can't really hear too well. It's kind of getting buried. I'm not mixing the songs, so I'm not too worried about it. But I'll boost them a little bit. So I'll play through the parts, basically.
Cover yourself in winter's rain. Just stay outside till the cold come again. We'll keep trying to make this work. Lean into all the hurt and blame the circumstance for this curse. For every line you find so cynical, and every time you turn away, there will be consequences for the moments that you lose. The part of me that just wants to stay. As we've grown up, we've grown apart. Borrowed old lines from the people that we were, and I'm just tired of being confused. If it means something to you, I'm just another one for you to use. For every line you find so cynical, and time you turn away, there will be consequences for the moments that you lose. A part of me that just wants to stay. For every line you find so cynical, and every time you turn away, there will be consequences for the moments that you lose. Finally, I just walk away.
Yeah, so don't be afraid to layer. That's really all I'm trying to get at. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. You got all the tracks in the world. You can just play individual parts, and yeah, so you just do that. You can do it with any instrument. Like, you think I layer stuff with piano? Boy, howdy! You should see me play guitar, or I'm like playing like one chord at a time because my hands don't move that good. I'm a bass player. I got lead hands. But never be afraid of your lack of ability to stop you from just trying shit in music, because with digital technology, it's easier than ever before. I didn't even use the piano roll. That's because I can't do piano rolls. They drive me absolutely insane. I can't sit there and push the notes in. Nothing wrong with piano roll at all. That's how you work. That's how you work. Nothing wrong with that. I can't do it. I know a little too much about piano that I'm always kind of like leaning towards the other end, but all methods are valid. All that matters is that if it sounds good, it's good. However you go about making that continuation, it's good. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Anybody listening to it doesn't give a shit. Does it sound good? That's all I care about. Does it feel good? That's all I really care about. Sounding good is very relative, but feel good, like feel is something that's much more tangible and has jack diddly shit to do with whatever the hardware is that you're using. So that's about it. Fun video, I'd say. Many more things to come. I forgot to say like and subscribe at the beginning, and I'm too lazy to make another video saying it. So like and subscribe if you've enjoyed what you've seen so far. Big things coming, whatever those things are. I don't know, probably more videos of me yapping about music. But yes, otherwise, take care, have a good day, and see you on the flip side.